Biden's evil plot. He doesn't care about Americans or humanity, and the Dems regret voting for Biden. This is the big news that just came out on National Pulse, which is a part of Steve Bannon War Room. And this is Biden canceled Trump plans for evacuating Americans in crisis zones just months before Taliban took Kabul. I'm going to get to that in just a second. So he had an evil plot, guys. In this article right here, it talks about the CCR. It's also known as OpMed. It was canceled. Cancellation was approved and signed by Biden and his lame administration. So this is what happened, guys. Joe Biden's State Department moved to cancel a critical State Department program aimed at providing swift and safe evacuations of Americans out of crisis zones just months prior to the fall of Kabul. The National Pulse can exclusively reveal. So the National Pulse was making sure they got all everything correct on this, because there is a form, there's a document in here that they did get access to, which I'll show you in just a second. So it's also called the CCR Bureau, which is designed to handle medical, diplomatic, and logistical support concerning Americans overseas, was paused by Anthony Blinken's State Department's earlier this month. Notification was officially signed just months before the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan. So this is the document that Steve Bannon War Room was sharing. So what it is, it says here, the recommendation. So it's from Brian McCann, the deputy secretary, and the subject is the CCNR Bureau. So the recommendations that you direct and discontinuation of the establishment and termination of the CCR, and direct a further review of certain associated press department requirements and capabilities. And the recommendation 1, that you direct the discontinuation and establishment and termination of the CCR consistent with the applicable legal requirements, necessary stakeholder engagement, and any applicable changes to the Foreign Affairs Manual and other requirements. And it was approved, guys. They didn't even discuss it. They just hit approve. This is how lame he is, guys. Biden, I know it's a movie. We're seeing a faux Biden, but this is the Biden that has to go through the motions in order to wake up a lot of sleeping Americans. But Americans they're right now today, they're begging for a way to get out. Biden did not work with he didn't work out an exit or evacuation plan for the 10 to 15,000 Americans in Afghanistan. He never worked out the logistics with the world leaders. We're talking about the Taliban, their terrorist group. He didn't care. Biden didn't care for humanity or the innocent lives of people. He just yanked out the military and never coordinated the work with the Afghan military either. He gives a presser and then he walks away. So it's a 19-minute presser, doesn't give any kind of clarification at all. Lots of people, the media, are so outraged with him. And just because he had to fly back from whatever vacation place he went to and had to fly back, went for a 19-minute presser, and it cost the taxpayers $30,000 just to give that lame presser. So it's bad enough that he's driving America into a third world country. He doesn't care about it at all. High prices on most everything, guys. I've read articles where people are having to choose how much can they feed their kids and their family. And this is horrible. The gas prices are going up. The wages are average, mediocre unemployment, horrid deficits, and his push for tyranny, guys, which are the mandates. It's kind of like a dictator, guys. He doesn't care what you say. It's not about for the people. It's about whatever Biden wants to do. And the world leaders right now, guys, they are so mad at him. The American liberals that support Biden, I can tell you this, guys. I'm convinced they are basement dwellers with no sense of responsibility. They don't probably pay for their gas. They probably get some kind of government check. They probably, have enough money to go ahead and buy some more or get some more games so they can do their video games, guys. Because the liberals that still support this guy I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. President Melania Trump, I'm going to just share this with you. Remember when they waited at the airport at 2 a.m. for the hostages to be released from North Korea? Biden, all right, those are 3 hostages that were released from North Korea. And Biden has thousands of Americans stranded in one of the violent and most impoverished countries on the planet. And he can't even wait 20 minutes to finish a presser, guys. Now, and you got General Milley and the other generals that are active in this war. They're totally oblivious. This guy, he's Kingsinger, he's out there spending more time doing dumb things on Twitter, posting, rather than helping to save the American people. And Milley is more interested in the new color of nail polish he can get for his little mani-pedi, guys. They are so bad and so lame. Now, is this what Biden did? Is this a crime against humanity? By just completely removing the CCR program, guys, terminating it. Did Joe just violate the Geneva Convention? I don't know, guys. That's why I'm asking questions. What significant laws did Joe violate by approving this termination? Guys, if he knew, and in the article, it even says that he even knew and signed something off back in February. So it was before the Taliban took over Afghanistan. He signed something earlier this year, knowing that it was going to happen. But now let's take a look at the bigger picture, okay? Because this is what's happening. Raheem Kassam, part of the Steve Bannon War Room, he wrote, almost 1 in 10 Democrats regret their 2020 vote. Thanks to you guys, because you're the ones that are posting the truth out there. And 15% of Black Americans regret their vote. And that is wild. So if we go to 10 days with this kind of percentage, that would be 100% of Democrats regret their vote in 2020 vote. So if we have to wait 10 days, guys, for this to happen, or 20 days for this to happen, then it's worth it, because then we get so many Democrats on board with the greatness plan, right? And coming and waiting and with bated breath for President Trump. And you know President Trump is having a rally this Saturday. So you know that a lot of the liberals and Democrats are going to watch and listen to him, guys. Joe Biden's approval rating tanks right now. It's just the lowest ever. Articles written by Newsweek, liberal Newsweek. Then we're now noticing this. And this is a great find by Airson, or Air2ETH. The media is recycling photos of the past. So this is what he or she posted. News is playing stupid games again, reusing this picture from 2018. Be leery if you're sharing it. So this is the 2018 photo. See how you have the flight attendant and you have people from Afghanistan? Illegal immigrants from Afghanistan who entered Turkey illegally through Iran were allowed to return to their countries. All right, so they're on the plane. Here we are. It was just last month. Afghan immigration claims denied. Look at, they're reusing photos, guys. We talked about this the other day, how they're reusing photos, they're reusing footage, they're reusing so many things just to get you so angry and so upset. This is what we need to look at, though, the 40,000 foot level of what's going on. This is an anon. This anon posts only on AICU, all right? And he goes by 07. Afghanistan is finally freed of the last legions of Zionist militants from within the U.S. Army. The plan is working out well. Congrats, good Afghan people. Clowns posting propaganda footage all over the place. Clowns meaning, you know, the agency that feeds the media, all right? Be careful who you follow, Anons. Just follow the signs, all right? So the people are looking at this as, if you did the European ways, it would be 9/11, right? And then there's other connections to that. I'm sure many of you on social media or Telegram are you're seeing the different kind of connections and how it connects to different Q posts. Quite honestly, guys, I haven't had time to do that. Okay. The people in Afghanistan, they have been living one notch above the Stone Age, guys. This country is so poor and they don't know what it's like to have a luxury item. For them, a luxury item would be an ice cream cone or maybe a decent meal for their children. They live in opiate capital of the world. And with that, they are run by some of the worst people on the planet, guys. You think about that. They're at the mercy of those running those drug rings and their corrupt government. Does this all sound familiar, guys? All right, we may not have, the dirty government in America allowed the drug rings to come in here, the drug cartels to come into our country and totally destroy lives because of the meth, the cocaine, everything, right? But does this sound? We weren't actually the ones producing it, but we were the dirty government. They were allowing those types of people to come in. But it sounds kind of familiar now. And remember, the main reason why they wanted this. Dirty Bush wanted this war to start is because they wanted one of those Rothschild central banks in Iran or in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And that they accomplished that. Their cabal-run central bank has only been around for 2 decades. Ours has been around since the early 1900s, so it's been around for over 100 years. So you can only imagine how poor that country got over these last 2 decades, guys. And who is helping these corrupt terrorists? We know Loser Barry released the mastermind of this whole Taliban takeover. This is when, remember the last day in office, this idiot, he releases, Taliban commander released from Guantanamo Bay prison by former by loser Barry masterminded the takeover of Kabul. It was reported. And trolls are coming in and saying, no, you didn't. They don't have any proof, though, guys. A terrorist leadership needs money and resources to regain power, right? But what happens if that's not available? That would be really, really challenging. Zero Hedge just published the article. I just posted their headline, but they just published the article on Afghanistan Central Bank has $10 billion in assets, but a majority of the funds are held by the Federal Reserve in New York. And now the gold is gone. All their gold. That is not ours, but theirs, guys. Are you seeing the bigger picture, guys? Are you seeing how it's trying to get things kind of funneled into this? It's just kind of getting this big, getting the people free, getting our Americans free and coming back here. And here is a tweet from @QBoom7861. He or she writes, I am from Afghanistan and have family there. They are okay right now, but very skeptical. Since the poor people suffered so much, they are scared it's all a show until the troops leave. Hopefully we will have to see. All right, so I'm asking him if he or she can please keep us informed and keep us up to date on what's going on. So please do that. Thanks so much for giving us an update. Man, I'm telling you, though, the ratings have to drop. The liberals have to see what's going on. And they're now, some of them are seeing it. The conservative Democrats are seeing it. And they're seeing, okay, I know Trump would have done this differently. Joe is absolutely completely inept. Completely, guys. He should never even been president because, well, there's a lot of reasons why. But if the majority of funds in gold is held by the Federal Reserve in New York, you know who really has control over this money? The Treasury, right? And Treasury is in control of the Federal Reserve. And I'm pretty sure it isn't Yellenhead. I'm pretty sure it's still Steve Mnuchin, guys. Because where's Steve? We don't hear anything about Steve lately, right? So I'm pretty sure it's not her. Because, she's pretty much got her best friends are the dirty big banks. So how can all the good people of Afghanistan get completely free? Guys, are you beginning to see the big movie plot, all right? And how it all comes into play. Big Daddy Kahuna, who got suspended within a moment. I was in the middle of sending him a DM and then it just said the account was deleted and I was like, what? And then he told me he got suspended. So here's his backup. Please follow him here. But how do you introduce evidence? Hand it over to the military? Boom. I had a lot of questions before, during, and after. This answers them all and then some. The last picture says it all. If you click on here, it will take you to the really good about special ops, about follow the data with Dr. Frank. It kind of talks about the cyber experts. There's a few more other articles about Mike Lindell's symposium, how really big that was, and then the poison pill. But guys, we need to stay so focused right now. Focused on the audits, all right? That's coming out in 4 days. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so it's coming out in 4 days. Guess what happens on the third day, though? 3 days from now is the Trump rally in Alabama. So what is he gonna say on Saturday? What are the results going to be for the Arizona audit on Sunday? How big of a backlash? What kind of a, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I want to even, how the liberals are going to respond to that, guys. But please focus on the audits. That information definitely has to circulate, okay?